Here's one of the six-figure projects that my team and I worked on in my landscape construction business. This project was one of my favorite projects. It took many months, many man hours, and a lot of dedication. After completing several six-figure projects, here are 5 things that you must know when going into a six-figure project. The first thing you must know is design. A design is going to give you the roadmap, the layout of the entire project. If you don't know, it's just going to be chaos and craziness because you don't know where things are going to go. You don't know where things are supposed to be. Not having a design in this business is like looking for treasure without a treasure map. So make sure you guys have a design. You can either source a designer or learn how to design yourself, which takes a lot of dedication, but it's worth it in the long run. The second thing, you should always have a contract in place. You should have something in writing. You want to make sure that you are on the same page with your client. You want to make sure that the expectations are met on paper and on the field. So you want to have a contract. You want to state exactly what you're going to be doing, exactly how much material you're going to be using, along with progress payments with milestones in there. Because when you're doing a project of this size, you need the cash flow to keep going and to keep making the material purchases and the payroll that you need, as well as covering your overhead. Third thing, get all your materials on site. If possible, some properties are bigger than others. Some properties you can't really store materials there at all, which is going to require a lot of planning for material deliveries. There has been projects where I didn't have all my materials on site, and we would fly through that material that we had on site, and we wouldn't get a delivery for like another 2 to 3 days. So get all the material on site ASAP. Fourth thing, you always want to make sure that you plan ahead. Call your local building department to discuss all necessary permits and zoning applications for that property, as well as calling 811 to have all your utilities marked. You don't want to hit a gas line or a water line. That's going to get very expensive. You're going to need all these things to make your project efficient, so it's better you do them sooner than later. You want to know what you're going to do first, second, and last because you want to make sure you're accessible to all the tasks that you need to do on that property. And finally, you always want to make sure that you over-deliver on your service. You want to make sure that your client is happy and satisfied with your work. So how can you do this? Let's just say your client has a budget for plants and they couldn't afford just a little bit extra and it's not really going to cost you much. Just go ahead and do it. They'll be very happy and very pleased with what you did for them. On this specific project, the client had budgeted for 10 lights. I went ahead and threw in an extra 5 lights. My clients were very satisfied and happy with what I did, which resulted in very satisfied customers. Well, there you have it. 5 things you must know when doing a six-figure project. If you have any questions, drop a comment below and make sure you like the video.